Similar to Formula One racing, the high-end supercar market is a club with few American members. Less than 7% of the series' over 800 drivers have been American, and only a small handful of them have won numerous races, with the most recent being Italian-born Mario Andretti in 1978. Perhaps not by coincidence, just a small number of the world's hyper and supercars are produced here in pickup truckland, largely at high-end boutiques like Hennessey, Scuderia Cameron, Glickenhaus, and SSC North America. The 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 with Z07 package, which appears to fit all requirements for membership in the fraternal order of supercars, enters the fray from the distinctly unboutique house of General Motors. Should anyone who are thinking about buying an Olde World supercar from a manufacturer like McLaren or Lamborghini also test drive the mid-engine Corvette Z06 created by Corvette Racing? And let us emphasize upfront that these vehicles are competitive in terms of performance, not in terms of money, as the price difference between them is almost equal to the cost of this Corvette. Twin-clutch automatic transmissions are typically seen in combustion-powered supercars, and each of these vehicles puts a unique spin on the design. 7 ratios are used by the Graziano-built Doppia Frizione gearbox found in Lamborghinis and McLaren, and 8 are used by the Tremec gearbox used in Corvettes. This is due to the Corvette's dual goals of low-end 0 to 60 mph bragging rights and high-end quiet cruising with respectable highway fuel economy. As a result, it has the shortest first gear ratio, which is 3 to 7%, and the largest top gear ratio between 42 through 84%. In order to maximize leverage over the whole speed range and achieve its 200 mph top speed at redline, the Lamborghini receives the tightest and most uniformly spaced ratios. The McLaren's gearing falls somewhere in the middle, utterly unconcerned with comfort, loudness, or fuel efficiency while sprinting at 60 mph. In both the Corvette and 765LT and the Huracán paddles are fitted to the wheels for automatic and paddle-activated manual shifting, respectively. According to features editor Scott Evans, the Corvette's automated shift approach is best matched to the drive modes, with track mode being the most aggressive at holding ratios or downshifting in advance. The Porsche PDK code has been deciphered. It shifts just as well as any Porsche I've ever driven. Nearly as clever was the McLaren unit, which also allows auto shifting in all drive settings. There's no automated shift option in the Lamborghini's highest Corsa setting, but at least it has a shift warning system that is more visible and brighter than the one in the Chevy's heads-up display and easier to understand than the McLaren's 3-segment green, red, blue signal system. Evans, though, took issue with the Lamborghini's shift quality in Corsa mode, comparing it to a shovel to the back of the head. 3 mid-engine automobiles with roughly a 40 to 60 weight distribution and carbon brakes with an average diameter of 15 inches all around ought to stop similarly. And you'd be right. To stop from 60 mph, they each require 93 to 96 feet. But once more, the braking systems have distinct personalities. The McLaren's pedal scarcely moves, but its linear and predictable response to pressure allows our crew to rapidly become used to the system's seemingly limitless supply of whoa. The Lamborghini, on the other hand, had non-linear brakes, which senior features editor Johnny Lieberman deemed its fatal flaw. The lack of travel virtually eliminates the experience up in the canyon, he claimed. The best word to describe it is jumpy. Although the Corvette's brakes felt quite linear, executive editor Mac Morrison was disappointed by the brake-by-wire pedal force transducers, a lack of feedback. In contrast to the typical combination of vision and feel, he stated, "I found myself figuring out my braking distances almost by vision alone." The only brakes that made a squealing noise when first applied were those on the Corvette, which diminished psychological confidence. However, there's no arguing with durability, which is even more astounding from 100 mph. When the Corvette stops in only 252 feet, 2 feet shorter than the 463-pound-less McLaren with its Senna stoppers and air brake, and 6 feet better than the Lamborghini. Although the Corvette Stingray and Z51 have excellent dynamics, their pushrod muscle car engine disqualifies them from classification as supercars. Therefore, Chevy asked Pratt & Miller, a partner in the Corvette Racing team, for help in co-developing a road car engine alongside its GT-LM engine. Together, they've created a 5.5-liter flat-pane crankshift V8 engine that doesn't shake itself to pieces, which initially seemed unachievable. It produces 460 pound-feet of torque at 6,300 RPM and 670 horsepower at 8,400 RPM, making it the largest and most potent V8 in the world without racing restrictor plates. Additionally, the design endured 3 arduous years of endurance racing prior to being used in road cars. The cherry on top is the engine's lovely bark, which is more supercar than muscle car and sounds like a baritone singing a tenor aria from a Ferrari 458. Even though the Corvette's high-strung 5.2-liter V10 produces nearly the same horsepower per liter as the Lamborghini, it has less torque, which is noticeable. But what a happy noise those 417 pound-feet and 631 horses create. Think Lexus LFA as opposed to SRT Viper V10 for an example of how much more exotic and melodious this engine is than most factory 10 bangers. It also produces a lot of it. In order to produce 56% more horsepower and 80% more torque per liter than the 2 naturally aspirated engines are capable of, McLaren's tiny 4.0-liter V8 relies on 2 twin-scroll turbochargers. And as the highest model in McLaren's mid-tier supercar lineup at the moment, it cranks out a monstrous 755 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. If you drop the hammer in any corner or exit, the push on your back will feel much harder than it would if you were breathing freely, but the engine sound will be much less enjoyable. The Z07 Ultimate Performance Package, which adds carbon ceramic brakes, Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires, and slightly stiffer springs to this particular Corvette that's vying for supercardom, is fully equipped with this Corvette. Its 11,995 carbon fiber wheels reduce rotational inertia and unsprung mass by around 10 pounds each corner. A high wing, dive planes, and more aggressive splitter, diffuser, and ground effects are among the $10,495 worth of carbon fiber aero improvements. Note that skinflints can reduce each of those prices by $2,000 by using painted carbon instead of visible weave carbon. The Corvette, however, weighs the heaviest of the 3 by 216 to 463 pounds because its body is still primarily made of aluminum. The Tecnica, on the other hand, slips into the rear-drive Lamborghini Huracán portfolio between the EVO and STO performance models, with a slightly softer suspension and slightly less aerodynamic drag and downforce than the most extreme STO. However, it has the same Bridgestone Potenza race tires and rear-wheel steering as that model. With its titanium exhaust and thinner, lighter glass, the Carbon Tub McLaren is by far the lightest and most extreme vehicle here. Without affecting structural stiffness, the Spider's roof mechanism adds 130 pounds, but tuning adjustments to the car's hydraulically cross-link suspension actually make the car behave better overall, possibly making this the better option even if you don't drop the top. Significant downforce is produced by the splitter and rear wing, and for increased stability when braking, the wing flips nearly vertically. The powerful Senna's brakes are used, and the Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires are mounted on lightweight forged alloy wheels. Although it's unlikely that supercar owners drag race their vehicles frequently, each of these vehicles has a launch control option just in case. While the McLaren was more torquey, it only dialed up to 3,000 RPM, while the Corvette and Lamborghini systems let go of the clutch at around 4,500 RPM. A pre-launch burnout helped the Corvette alone by warming and softening the threads. Wear earplugs on track days since driving the Lamborghini set off an Apple Watch loud noise warning. The Corvette succeeds in its gearing gamut with the quickest sprint to 60 mph, 2.8 seconds a tenth faster than the others, but steering gearing from that point on blunts the Corvette's performance sufficiently to allow the others to pull ahead from 80 mph on up. With trap speeds reflecting the full weight to power story, the McLaren reaches 142.6 mph, the Lambo 134.5 mph, and the heavier, aerodynamically problematic Chevy barely 128.2 mph. The Huracán is ahead by 0.2 seconds and the McLaren by 0.5 seconds at the quarter mile. Okay, so with that, the video has come to an end. Let us know what you think in the comments section to help us expand our community and attract more people who share our interests and are eager to learn. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you thought the video was interesting. Till then, bye.